It's official. The New York Knicks have lost out on a fan favorite player who they had a lot of interest in making a long-term member of their organization, and this all but confirms it. It all but guarantees who the New York Knicks will be adding as their 15th roster spot on February 28th, and we're going to break all of this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And if you are enjoying the channel and are part of that 68% who is not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying. This is the best place to be for all New York Knicks content, and we have the most fun live streams on YouTube that you don't want to miss out on. But let's jump into the video. Moses Brown, a guy who has been a fan favorite for Knicks fans this season. Knicks fans have wanted this guy to become a major part of the New York Knicks organization, and the Knicks alike had a lot of interest in Moses Brown and have been big fans of him, as in a lot of ways he does mirror what Mitchell Robinson does, especially when Mitchell Robinson was younger and a more leaner, very athletic guy who flies through the air, has entertaining dunks, really good offensive rebounder, really good shot blocker. Moses Brown emulated a lot of that. However, now the New York Knicks have gotten just a terrible brand of news, as Shams revealed today that the Dallas Mavericks plan to sign 7'2" center Moses Brown to a 10-day contract. And essentially, the Mavs are bringing in a big man with Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, and Derek Lively all expected to be out for an extended period of time. So obviously, this is not what New York Knicks fans wanted to see, as Moses Brown rejoins the Dallas Mavericks for his second stint there. Moses Brown has been a journeyman. He's been on 7 different NBA teams in his career, multiple different teams per season. I mean, earlier this year, he was on the Indiana Pacers, who ended up deciding to cut Brown after just a 10-day contract, as they felt he wasn't fast enough for the type of game they wanted to play. Well, now the Dallas Mavericks pick up Moses Brown because they need a rim protector, and they go to the well of the Westchester Knicks, where a lot of teams have looked to pick up some guys. The Knicks have been very good at building up their Westchester Knicks G League program, and a lot of guys have been added on to 10-day contracts. This is Moses Brown's second chance around, as Brown rejoins a Mavericks team that he is very familiar with. Obviously, times have changed. He was there being teammates with the duo of Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Now Porzingis is on the Celtics and Luka is on the Lakers. So really, Brown joins a team that has Kyrie Irving and not Anthony Davis right now, hence why Moses is there. So this will be a bit different for Brown, but he does join a team that desperately needs a center, and he will get minutes, and it'll very clearly have an impact on what the rest of Moses Brown's career looks like. Can he capitalize on this? Can he become a full-time NBA player? Something he's struggled to do. However, Knicks fans are not pleased with this move. Moses Brown was very good in the G League. His career G League stats are 16 points and 14 rebounds per game with nearly 1 assist per game, has a very high impact rating. Very, very talented player, absolutely dominates in the G League, became a G League Rising Star, which is just the All-Star thing, the G League Futures game, which is the G League All-Star game. Moses Brown made that for the New York Knicks, for the Westchester Knicks, and a lot of fans have been calling for the Knicks to pick up Moses Brown because of the injury to Mitchell Robinson, and Brown this season is playing very, very well. He's putting up around 16 points per game and also around 14 rebounds, getting over 5 offensive rebounds per game and in the double digits on defensive rebounds as well. Brown is phenomenal. He's blocking over a shot per game. He's done this in 17 games with the Westchester Knicks, and, well, fans have called for him because Mitchell Robinson has been out the whole season, as we know, and obviously today we got great news that Mitchell Robinson is going to be returning to the New York Knicks lineup very soon, as he's been fully cleared for contact practice, and now all that has to happen is he just has to build up a little bit of just conditioning and getting everything under control, but he's passed all the hurdles. He's now basically game available, which is absolutely huge news for the New York Knicks, which is one of the reasons why the Knicks didn't pick up Brown. They trusted that Mitchell Robinson would get there, and they believed in Ariel Hukporti as well. But a lot of fans, despite all that, they were still calling for Moses Brown to be the team's 15th guy that they pick up. On February 28th, it used to be March 1st, but the Knicks were able to cut a tiny bit of money in the Jericho Sims trade that put them where they could now, on February 28th, the final day of February, pick up a 15th man for the prorated veteran minimum salary, which essentially just gives teams where the Knicks are at right near the second apron a chance to add a 15th guy to the roster. And there was a bunch of names flying around. Chuma Okeke was one, and he signed a deal with the 76ers for a 10-day contract, but the Sixers didn't decide to bring him back and instead signed Lonnie Walker, an external option to a 2-year deal, someone else the Knicks also had interest in. There's been a ton of guys named. Chris Duarte is one of them as well, who's a solid defender, very good three-point shooter, who the Knicks could look to add. But Moses Brown was someone that you'd see a lot that fans were calling for because they wanted that Mitchell Robinson insurance. They wanted a big guy who was dominating and proving that he is an NBA level player. And Moses Brown absolutely is an NBA level player. He deserves this call up by the Dallas Mavericks. And who knows, maybe the New York Knicks were considering calling him up and he decided that he didn't want to wait around in case they didn't, so he opted to take the offer, and he absolutely should have. But it doesn't mean that Knicks fans can't be upset about it. Knicks fans definitely wanted Moses Brown on their team. Now, Moses did play 9 games in the NBA this season, as we mentioned. He put up 3 points per game and 1.5 rebounds per game in limited minutes with the Indiana Pacers. Also shot 65% from the field and had a 16.2 PER. Now the New York native is going to get a much bigger chance with the Dallas Mavericks, whose top 3 big men in Anthony Davis, still weird to say, Derek Lively, and Daniel Gafford are all out with injuries for the foreseeable future. So Brown is going to get a real shot to produce. Now, this is not Brown's first go-around with the Mavericks, as in the 2021 season, Moses Brown was signed by the Mavericks, was actually teammates with Kristaps Porzingis and Boban Marjanovic, at the time the 2 tallest players in basketball, and Moses Brown being 7'2", right up there with him. But Brown averaged 3.1 points there with 2.3 rebounds per game. He only played in 6.5 minutes per game, so he didn't really get a ton of time, but he did play well in those limited minutes, and there was a lot of reasons to like what Moses Brown was doing, and now he's going to get a bigger chance back with an organization he knows. Jason Kidd is still the head coach, so he's worked with Jason Kidd before. This feels like a good situation for Moses Brown to really get a roster spot that's going to stick. So the Knicks may have lost out on Moses Brown for good, and that officially confirms what we've all been thinking. TJ Warren is going to be a New York Knick come February 28th. In 9 days from now, TJ Warren is going to sign a contract with the New York Knicks. Warren has played for the Westchester Knicks and put up 25 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game, while shooting 35% from the field and over 35% from 3 and over 50% from the field. Warren is the guy the Knicks are going to go with. When you look at guys like OKK and Moses Brown getting called up, you're happy for them that they're getting an NBA chance, and you're also sad they're out of the Knicks system, though if they don't complete that 10-day contract or just don't get brought back after that, like what happened with OKK, they do go back into the Knicks organization. So there is that bright side to it. I almost said that blind side to it. There's that bright side to it. But TJ Warren hasn't gotten a single offer, which is pretty peculiar that he hasn't signed anywhere, despite the fact that he's putting up these elite numbers in the G League. And it makes you think Warren knows he's going to get a deal from the Knicks, and perhaps other teams have talked to him, but he knows he's going to get a veteran minimum salary for the rest of the season by the New York Knicks, meaning he's going to get a couple $100,000 to play for the Knicks. Higher, it does round up to $1 million. Also, I should inform you, it's not like he's getting like $200,000. He's getting like somewhere between $600,000 and like $800,000 for the rest of the season to play essentially 10, 11, 12 games for the Knicks, and then probably not get any minutes in the playoffs. That'd be pretty surprising, maybe some garbage time, but it does give him a chance to try out for the Knicks and try to get them to keep him around for the next season. We saw when the 76ers signed Lonnie Walker, it was to a 2-year deal. There's a very, very likely chance the Knicks sign TJ Warren to a deal that is not guaranteed in the second year, but they may pick up the guarantee, may decline it, just so they do have TJ Warren under some control, because it does depend. Maybe Warren has found his way back after these knee injuries and could come back and be a valuable player. But the Knicks do need a forward like TJ Warren. Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart play so many minutes, and Warren can take some minutes away from them and kind of let them rest. And you could even make a 10-man rotation. It's hard to imagine Tom Thibodeau does that, but you can make a 10-man rotation, and the Knicks could have the same starting 5 they have had all season. So Brunson, Mikal, OG, Hart, Towns. Then off the bench, you got Deuce McBride, Cameron Payne, TJ Warren, Precious Achiuwa, Mitchell Robinson. That is a very good bench. And then you're a contender that doesn't have a weak bench. You're a contender with a strong bench. Not the strongest bench in the NBA, but a very good bench. And it's something the Knicks will need in the playoffs. I mean, we're going to see them not use their bench very much like most teams, but the Knicks, they'll obviously ride their starters hard, and that first round is going to be crucial, and obviously the second round they'll end up running into Boston, so that's going to be hell on earth, and the Knicks are going to need to be at their very best selves to win, so potentially this could lead to some more rest. However, definitely, I know some fans will be upset that Moses Brown will not be joining the team. I do want to know, what do you guys think? You happy that it's going to be TJ Warren now? Because it's basically official. It was going to be Moses Brown or TJ Warren. So let me know what you guys think down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. Go Knicks. Leave a comment.